Thanks for coming. Um, it's a big day. The Mets are playing in the World Series, NBA's opening day, and we're having our media day. So you can rank them any way you want to. I think it's a big day for us. We're excited about our team. We're young. It's a new team. And I've asked them to embrace the process of trying to play together and understand there are going to be some hardships, there are going to be some misplays because not knowing each other, understand how to communicate with each other, and especially when your emotions are running high. And our guys want to win, they want to play well, they want a good team, so emotions are involved, and it's a new team. And that's important to me, that they embrace the process of what happens when you're trying to grow together, trying to develop chemistry, camaraderie. It's on the floor, it's in the locker room, it's it's on campus. So, and look, being young, I can understand you having an older veteran team that's new, but we're young and we're new. So there are a lot of difficult steps, missteps, that we're negotiating through, and I'm hoping that they understand that quicker than later. And I think they are trying to grasp that concept, but again, it's an exciting team. We're very upbeat. We have a up-tempo, and we're defensive-minded. We got good size, good guards, and hopefully our supposedly shooters are making shots. Right, Mike? Justin? So I'll leave it up to you to just open up to questions. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, so you mentioned all the new guys, more than half the team's new, and how do you go about integrating them on the court, off the court, so the camaraderie and everything happens seamlessly?
Well, we try to room guys where they can mentor each other and they can look out for each other. We have different teams and scrimmages. We talk about locker room etiquette and decorum. So they hear it. They have to go through it. Everybody, we all were 20 year old at one time, and we heard what to do, but you have to experience it. Maybe have some missteps and learn from that. Hopefully those missteps aren't gigantic missteps. So it's the process. It's all in the process. And we remind them every day, this is what you have to do on campus, this is what you have to do in the locker room and on the floor to be successful and to come and bring this thing together quicker.
Yeah, Garrett Seppian, Daily Targum. So I guess one big thing is with a guy like Corey Sanders coming in, a lot of hype. Do you feel like, first, what are your first impressions on Corey with how he's dealt with the team? And then do you feel like recruiting is starting to pick up with this team in your third year?
Oh, absolutely. We have, our talent base is it's deeper. It's much more talented than the first two teams. You got a guy like Deshaun Freeman, who was first team JUCO All-American. That's pretty big. Corey Sanders is a high-level recruit. Jonathan Laurent is a little bit under the radar, but I think he's been one of the bright spots on camp in our workouts. Our freshmen, DJ and Mike, have come along and gotten the experience. Mike's shooting has become much better. DJ is much more in attack mode and is getting a lot of things done going to the rim. So we're an aggressive, upbeat, confident, talented, deeper team. Now, we're young and we're new, so that's what we have to bring together. And yes, recruiting has picked up. We have a lot of interest because of our improved talent. Recruits see the possibilities and the potential of a good Big Ten team, and we hope that continues.
Eddie, realistic expectation for this team? Do you have a postseason tournament as a goal? What's the realistic?
I'm not into predictions, Keith. I don't predict. I predict today's practice. I got it written up. That's the only thing I can predict right now, what we're going to do today in practice. How they'll do it, I don't know. But we've been improving. We've had maybe one day where we took probably a half a step back. and so I like our progress.
Eddie, what were the deciding factors in you wanting to change up the offense for this season?
I think we have perimeter players who can make plays with the ball a little bit more. I want to open it up a little bit more. Last 2 years we've gone a different style of offense. This year is new because I like the potential of our playmakers on the perimeter. And, the game is evolving. We want three-point shooting. We want to space the floor out. If we have to have 4 out at the three-point line, fine, just to have some gaps to drive and kick. So our inside guys can have some time and space to do their thing. But I like the way we're playing in the offense. It's still motion. It's still helping your teammate first. It's setting good screens. It's, playing two-man games. A lot of things are in, a lot of qualities of good offense are built into this offense. Two-man games, pick and rolls, post-ups, and that sort of thing.
Coach Nick Badanis, News 12, how are you? Can you talk a little bit about Bishop? To what extent do you expect more, how much more are you expecting of Bishop this season?
Well, heck, he was top 10 on ESPN like 4 times. What do you expect, 10 times? No, I think he's grown to defend better. He understands the importance of defense. He understands keeping us organized. Miles did a great job the last 2 years keeping us organized. He's probably the one I could rely on most, Miles Mack, to keep us organized. Now I'm relying on Bishop and Corey. Now we have 2 guys who can do that for us. And I just think that he's settled in, that he's not taking a back seat to 2 guys who are big scorers like with Mack and Jack in the lineup. So he feels good about attacking the basket, and that's his strength. He goes to the basket, and he keeps us up-tempo. Sometimes I tell Bishop, you play better when we're down 10 with like 3 minutes to go. And that's the kind of attack mode I want him to have, always on attack. So I'm pleased with his progress.
Eddie, Greg Lewis has been here longer than anybody. What does he mean to the program as a leader and as a player?
He's just a solid anchor for us. He just understands how to play on this level in the Big Ten. He understands that. He was very instrumental in our defensive mindset last year, and we, our signature wins came because Greg just anchored the defense and just was solid for us, whether it was at Clemson, whether it was against Vanderbilt, against Wisconsin, those sort of wins. He was certainly an anchor for us, but he is as consistent a player that we have here, and that's a good thing because he's consistently good. And the numbers or the stats does not measure what he contributes to us.
The facilities plan, how has that helped on the recruiting trail?
It's been a non-factor, actually. We don't talk about that because, we're still looking for some solid dates and some solid indication that there is a timetable. Right now, I have no timetable for it. We don't try to sell that. I'm as honest and as I can to be with my recruits, and all we can sell is a terrific school, the Big Ten, a great program, and we're becoming a good team.
Coach Patrick from JCTV. Coach, last year the problem was closing a lot of shooting that wasn't as helpful as you wanted to. How has that changed this year, and what was the process in making that change?
Well, we had a problem scoring last year, no doubt about it. I thought our defense, for the most part, was pretty solid. Our mindset was certainly defensive mindset, and we relied on 2 guys to do, to really score big for us, and that was inconsistent. But I think, and I said it before, beginning of practice, I think we can have 8, 9 guys who can average 9, maybe 10 points. 8 to 9, 10 points, and be more well-rounded, more balanced, and that's why I want them to stay aggressive. Our three-point shooters, I say you got a green light, guys. If it's an open shot, whether it's 22 on the clock or if it's 2 on the clock, you got to look to maximize your three-point attempts. If they practice it a lot, it goes in a lot in practice, I want them to shoot it. So it's an up-tempo. And again, I like our guards. Our guards will push it, will run the wings. And, look, Amari Greer's a terrific shooter. He can score for us. So his stability, his experience, will help us too.
Yep. Coach, Matt Salvatore from Rutgers Radio.
Yep.
How much does the overall increase in height for this team help you play the game and the style of play that you want to?
You know, with height, you still have to do other things well. You just can't be big and turn the ball over, not rebound. Look, Shaq I thought was really good for us as a freshman. Not noted to be an offensive player, but he rebounded well for us. He guarded the rim for us. Ibrahima Diallo is now eligible. He's done great things in practice. He's been very active. He's been probably our best post-up player beside Deshaun, but that size will help us. He's a good passer. He's a willing passer, Diallo. So we want everyone to be balanced. We want guys who help the teammates, good passers, and do everything well. And because we have size doesn't mean that we're going to rebound better unless they give great effort. But I like our size throughout the entire team. We can go with a big perimeter lineup, or we can go small. And again, one thing about the offense, last year we could play with one center, or the last 2 years we played with one center in the offense. The center had a role. This year we can play with any two bigs we want at any time. So that gives us a little bit more flexibility with size and lineups and matchups.
Eddie, Corey Sanders has such a dynamic game in so many ways. What do you see him bringing here as a freshman? And do you have to be careful not to try to put too much on his plate too soon?
Oh, I don't put too much on his plate. There's no star power in this gym. First of all, Corey does a lot of great things in the classroom, and there's no red flag with Corey Sanders off the basketball court. You know, some people thought with his hype, he may be too hyped up and he was concentrating on basketball a lot, but he does a lot of great things in the classroom, no red flags with him. He's a wonderful personality, engaging, and he does a lot of good things. He's defensive first. He's a pass player first, pass point guard first. Look, there's a lot of things he has to sort of hone up in his game. He jumps a lot, passing the ball. I don't want that. Sometimes it gives me a look like, you know, one of those star looks. And so he's good. He's coming along. He's got some growing and hamstring issues right now, so he's sort of looking at that and sort of limiting his reps in practice.
So when he gives you that star look, what do you do to sort of put him back in his place?
I put the whole team on the line. Right, guys? I put the whole team on the line. Get on the line. So we get a couple of suicides in there, and maybe pure pressure will cool his butt down. Right, seniors? Thank you. That's it? Okay, thanks, guys.